Hello, welcome to my podcast channel, Inspo with Eno. And this is the 48th episode, and it's dedicated to my grandmother as she turned 102 years old this week. Wow! I consider it a rare privilege to have someone that has lived over a century. And so today I celebrate a wonderful lifetime, changes over the century, and memories shared, memories that will live with us. Join me as I celebrate the damsel of the day, the chief celebrant herself, the birthday girl, Mrs. Nkoyo Udoekong Udo. She was born on the 4th of November 1922 into the family of Okonudondeye in Ikotayanitam in Akwa Ibom State, somewhere in the south region of Nigeria.
Akwa Ibom summer.
She married her husband, late Elder Udoekong Eteodo, at the age of 28, and they both had 6 children. Her husband died in 1979, leaving her to cater for the children. In 1980, she started traveling for the Omogwa trips to nurse her grandchildren. I will give it to her. She had 24 grandchildren, and she ensured that she traveled to give a supporting hand to the children and nursed them till the baby was actually weaned. And trust me, whenever she comes for Omugo, oh God, she's like a Santa Claus with goodie bags. She comes loaded, not just for the nursing family, but for all her children. Everybody got a share in her goodie bags. So one of the trademarks, or the first thing you would discover with Mankoyo, is that she's very hospitable. If you're going to roll with Mankoyo, you must be willing to be accommodating. Accommodate all and sundry, because her doors are always opened to guests. So if you happen to be in Ikotayanitam or in Akwa Ibom State, ask for Mankoyo and be sure you're gonna enjoy some sweet hospitality.
Yummy!
She has an obsessive compulsive disorder for being tidy, always with a broom, loves everywhere to be clean and tidy. Even at 102, they have to hide the broom from her, because there's always something she wants to dust or sweep, or one fly to wade off. She's also a great storyteller, a singer and a dancer. I remember those evenings when she would sit us down for storytelling times, and I'd hear Ekonke Nke Kongabasi, meaning story. And I guess I picked up the storytelling and I translated it into being a podcaster. She's also known for being an ardent fan of one philosophy I tag: no work, no food. Because she read in the Bible that there's no food for the lazy man. So Mankoyo applies this policy. From her early days, or in her prime, she was known to be very industrious. She has acres of land and farmed a lot. Cassava plantation, vegetables, palm fruit, to mention but a few. And even at 102 years old, it will surprise you that you take breakfast to Mankoyo. She would ask you, What work did you allow her to do? Because we're trying to restrict the amount of work she gets into because of her age. So if you know you want her to eat the breakfast, maybe give her a duster to clean a table. Give her some few clothes to fold. Otherwise, you might end up eating that food. She also helped me to conquer my my fighting shenanigans with my cousin. Growing up back then, the two of us were cats and dogs, always at each other's throat, and the squabbles always end up in a fighting spree. So one fateful day, after much counseling, which we never heeded to, we got into a fight, thinking she would separate us as usual. But no, she picked up her cane and a seat. The cane was not to stop us, rather to stop anyone that tries to stop us from fighting. We fought to stupor. And she said, continue, you must fight to the end. We fought and got exhausted and started crying, begging her that we would not do that again. And that was the end of our stupid and senseless fights. For my brother, she used her special tactics to teach him to stop being a crybaby and learn to speak up for himself. He would always go to the playground with his toy or snacks, and then if another child plays with his thing or touches his snacks, he would come crying without even asking for it. So one day he did that, and Mankoyo followed him. He thought she was going to ask or inquire what happened. She got to the door with him, and then she shut the door against him, told him to go and face them, that they are his age mate. And since that day, he stopped his shenanigans of being a crybaby and learned to speak up for himself. With Imankoyo, you have to learn to be independent when the need arises. Now she's 102 years old. She has seen her grandchildren, the second generation, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. Lest I forget, she takes delight in praying since she has been restricted from going to her farm. So she prays more often, tells stories, and sing. Let me allow you to hear the celebrant as she pours out her heart in gratitude.
Apo inyere mfukero abasibo mekpe go fuka wekpe bara ani ekpe bu chocho ite me ya ko chonno bo chonne da ngambante ka unene sandito bang poke ke na mammo ya ga du yuwum ani edu bu pe menyan ke de ba ti ye ji se bo.
We are happy to celebrate you, Mankoyo. We say keep beaming and impacting your world. We love you. Thank you for staying tuned to the end of this podcast, and I hope you enjoyed the memories shared about my grandma. Looking forward to having you next week for another interesting episode on this channel. Bye-bye.